let's stick to the one vanishing point, and I'm going to show you how to do a chessboard with it. Okay? This is going to help you, for example, build buildings. Does any of you guys know how to build a chessboard in the perspective? Okay, well, good for me. Then I'm going to teach you something. So a chessboard is going to be useful because you're going to have the same square, but repeated in the perspective. So you're going to be able to like determine the way it's going to reduce in the perspective. So, for example, if you want to draw a house on the foreground and a similar size house in the background, this is going to help you get the size right. Okay. So this is how you do it. You go for a vanishing point. Quite simple. Let me take this one. Okay. Then what happens? I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to choose from myself the size I want the square to be. So this is up to you guys. This is going to set the style of your perspective. Let's say I want to do something like this. Okay, so this is my square. Now I want to see what a square like this is going to look like around here. You're gonna do something very simple. We're gonna go for a straight line, a diagonal, basically, of the square. You go through here, and then you have a vanishing point for the diagonals. What's happening on the top view of this is quite simple, and is going to help you understand it. When you're doing the square, no, I'm going to do it this way. Up. Let me do like some things quite easily. What you can observe from a top view, and this is what we are drawing on the perspective view, is that all of those squares share the same diagonal. You see? So this is what we are recreating here. We are using this property of like a chessboard to replicate it on this perspective drawing. So once you have this, very simple. As I told you before, those lines, those horizontal lines, doesn't have any deformation. So what you can do is that you take the measurement with your ruler here. So I'm doing it in Photoshop, so it's like not with a ruler, but that's the same principle. You take the measurement here. You just have to move it away here, like this. Because this is the same distance as here. It's just like pull on squares. And then afterwards, just keep going with your perspective. Go for something like this. And using the diagonal line, you now have you now have a second square. Okay, maybe in Photoshop doesn't want to work with me today. Okay, you now have a second square in the perspective, and this is the exact same square, but just like one step away. And this can go on and on and on. You just simply have to like repeat the technique again and again. Let me show you again, because I think it's like always useful. Is it clear? Yes. Is it useful? I hope so. you just do that again. Go for it here. And then, damn it. You have your chessboard in the perspective. And this is, as I told you, very useful because then if I want to draw, I don't know, like a cube, which can be a lot of different things, or a rectangle, I don't know. Little for methods. So we'll go for something like this. So let's say I want to replicate this shape, but like further in the perspective. I now have the measurements that are going to help me to do it. Okay, is that clear? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to find or map out the other side of the checkerboard, would you draw a diagonal from the other corner of the square from the first one that you draw? Okay.
Yes, exactly. Because like, of course, we use this diagonal, you know, but there is like plenty of diagonals here and there. Because now I'm just using one, you know. But the thing is, you can like, of course, if you want to go to the other side, you're just going to use this one here, which can just go here. Sorry, it's like overlapping here and there. Well, see, it's not. I didn't do my job very nicely. Yeah, up here. And even here, you can check that it was well done. I mean, it's like not super precise, it's not like doing it quickly. But then you're checking also the way you drew your chessboard because you can see that this square is matching of this. Then you can like go for the same line. Also, a thing you can observe is that all of the diagonals share the same vanishing point. So all the diagonals here, the ones that goes to the right, share the same vanishing point. Why? Because we saw that, you know, on the top view, any parallel lines in the perspective view are like aiming for the vanishing point. So that explains it. Okay? Yeah? Everyone's good for it?
Oh, I have a question as well. When you're starting a new drawing, do you ever use this technique to kind of just create the plane and then you draw on top of it as a guide? Or like, how often do you use that as a technique?
I mean, I would use, for this technique, I wouldn't use it for every background because, of course, it's like very long to build and not always very useful. I just I just will use it, for example, when I want to draw a castle and I have like this wonderful ground. Then you can do it something well, like perfect using this technique. I would also use it maybe for a city because then the buildings are going to have like similar size and you want to be able you might want to be able to just like make sure you're using the right size on the foreground to the background. But then afterwards, I think we're going to see other drawing techniques that can be quicker than this. But this is like the base, you know. So I don't use it that often, but I think it's like very good to have it in your bag because it's not that difficult to do, and it helps you like understand how it works in the perspective. Yeah, is it clear?
Sweet. Thank you.
No, of course.